Hi, in this video we're going to talk about overloading the increment and decrement operators. And I say operators because we're going to look at both prefix and postfix. So I've created a class called item. It's a very simple class that has two member variables, item name and the number in stock. Num stock is what I'm calling it. One simple constructor, so I can keep everything fairly simplified, and then a display method. So let's look at how to increment. So what we want to do is we want to be able to write something like this. So here I've created a new item, and then I want to increment the stock to 1. So I want to be able to type ++ item 1, or I might also want to do item 1 ++ depending on how I'm using that object. So let's take a look at how to do that. We'll leave that code in there. So inside the class definition, I'm going to skip the declaration and definition parts. Again, trying to keep things simple here. So we overload the prefix ++ operator by simply writing a function that returns an item followed by the operator ++, increment the num stock member variable, which is what the number we're keeping track of the stock, and we return this pointer to return the current object. And that's all we have to do. So let's go back to my code. Oops, a little trouble typing here. Delete space. There we go. And then I also need a inline here. Okay, so let's run this. So we start out with 0 widgets, then we increment item 1 by 1, and now we have 1 widget. So that's how you overload the prefix operator. To overload the postfix operator, I almost said ++ operator, which is right, but that's not what I was trying to say. We have to trick it a little bit by changing the parameter list, of course, and then creating a temp item consisting of the elements we already have. Then we increment num stock, and then we return the temp element. So let's see if that works. Come down here, postfix increment, run our code. Well, I forgot a new line, so let's add that in real quick. Always tending to forget the new lines. And there we go. So you can probably guess how we're going to overload our two decrement operators. So watch this. We're just going to copy, paste in, and simply change our ++ to -- everywhere in the code. Always have to be careful when you do that. So now we're going to come down to our program. Take 1 out of item 1. Take another one out. Postfix. And then let's run our program. So there we go. So we had 0 to start with, increment by 1, increment by another 1, then decrement by 1 prefix, and decrement by 1 postfix. So those were fairly simple. There's the definitions. Very close. Good enough. So you can take a look at them. And that'll wrap up this video on overloading increment and decrement. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.